Hi everyone and welcome back to another video and a special welcome to our new guest here in the studio, Mary from Russia.
Yes.
Who are you and what brought you here to Taiwan?
I live here 23 years ago. My dad was one of the first scientists who came here to make like Taiwan better.
Yeah, right here.
And yes, now I'm here already 1 year and it's interesting to stay here and to work here. It's a totally different experience compared with Russia. Actually, I like it.
Can you just like take everything from the beginning and just like walk me through the first time you came to Taiwan to like where we are now?
Most interesting experience for me, like for a child, was Taipei Zoo.
Taipei Zoo.
Yes, it's
Nice.
amazing place and I still love it a lot. Then I've been here in a high school and I came here in 2016 with my friend. My dad, he live in area Chimpu, it's Gloria outlet area, and yes, they build a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine that Gloria Outlet did not exist like 1999 when you first came.
No, there was like nothing.
So your dad has lived here the whole time then?
Yes.
I actually read this news article and it's so funny, like in the end, literally like the end of the article, he says that he might consider staying. Turns out that was actually the case.
But now he work in other company, but for this company he work already 14 years.
Okay, not the same company, but the same Taiwan.
Yes.
Apparently, according to this journalist, you didn't have any friends back then. They said you had one friend from Ukraine. A friend of your dad's also had a kid, apparently. And because of the language barrier, you didn't have any friends.
No. And I didn't speak English at that time. I am 6.
How was your Chinese at the time? No.
It's still nothing.
How is it now then, like 24 years later? Do you have any friends in
Yes,
Taiwan?
I have a lot of friends here.
Good.
Yes.
That's just what I wanted to make sure that
And grow.
Now you have friends, and your English is very good too. So you have improved both the language and the friendship here in Taiwan. What was like your view or your mindset about Taiwan before like actually moving here for work?
My dad fell in love with this island. He loved everything here beside seafood.
Besides seafood? Wait. You're pissing off all my audience now. A lot of Taiwanese people would argue that the seafood and the food is like the best thing about Taiwan.
He didn't eat any seafood.
Oh, wow.
And it was my question, like, what are you doing here?
Yes. Do you eat a lot of seafood in Russia?
We don't have really a lot in Moscow.
It's like meat, potatoes, and vodka. That's it.
Carrot, onion. It's actually here. It's very expensive. Potato, carrot, onion, cabbage. If you want to cook some Russian food, it's better to buy shrimp and masala. Just cook this with rice. It's much better. He really loved the weather.
Oh, the weather. Oh, yes. I mean, coming from Russia, I feel like the weather anywhere else must be better.
In these 23 years, he never came to Russia in a winter time. Never, only summer.
Of course. I would do the same.
Miss sometimes the cold weather because when it's cold, you can wear a lot of things and it's make you warm, but it's crazy. Like here, hot, you can't take off your skin and you need just to survive.
Yeah, that's true. What about you then? Do you agree? Like, do you like the weather just as much as your dad, or what's your favorite thing about Taiwan?
Sometimes here is really hot, but Taiwan is amazing with AC system because like in Russia, if it's summertime, and of course we have not the same hot, but still plus 35 degree. And for example, in a train or metro, we don't have AC, and we have a lot of accident when people just pass it out. And this system here is amazing. So if it's really hot, you can survive here, and it's fine.
You know, one of the biggest news recently was that people were complaining about the AC in the subway, and it was like, I forgot exactly, but it was like 25 degrees, and they needed to lower it down because like it was too hot. But,
yes.
Okay, as long as it's not the Russia way, so I think we should just appreciate what we have here in Taiwan.
A lot.
And speaking about appreciating something cold here in Taiwan, I of course also appreciate the sponsor of today's video, ASKO. We recently upgraded our Taiwanese apartment with a Swedish combined fridge and freezer from ASKO, and I can honestly say that no single item in my entire apartment has changed my life as much as this combined fridge and freezer has. Starting from the top, which by the way almost is as high as a full-grown Swede, we right away see that Scandinavian lifestyle inspired ASKO design, which by the way you already should be familiar with by now. And just like those Swedish values, this operational panel is both functional and minimalistic, while at the same time gets the job done without those extra bells and whistles that just takes up space within the fridge. Here you can of course change the temperature both for the fridge and also the freezer section. But before we all jump down into the freezer, we also need to talk about these super cool fridge functions that at least I had no idea even existed until now. For example, one of the first things that you will notice if you open the door to this fridge, for example, the door sensor, which is hidden somewhere, that will actually tell you if the door is open for too long, which is super handy if you're worried about your vegetables or milk getting warm, but not so practical if you're trying to make a YouTube video talking about the fridge. Literally the first thing you will see when you open a door is the cool flow technology icon, which is a feature that distributes cool air both quickly and evenly throughout the entire fridge to keep your food fresh and taste great. And just to make sure that you actually understand just how incredibly cool this is, this means that my milk out here in this very convenient door shelf will be just as cold and just as fast as these British scones that I have tucked away down in the corner in the back of this fridge. And I don't know about you, but for me, I can honestly not recall how many times I've been super annoyed when my milk, which just happened to be out here in the door, is a little bit too warm for those breakfast morning cereal, especially if you do live 3, 4, 5 people in a household, with the door being open and closed every morning multiple times during those breakfast hours. Now obviously I do not expect you to keep track on when you're opening and close the fridge door, or maybe just synchronize your morning and breakfast routine so everyone is opening the fridge, taking out the milk at the same time. That is definitely not something that I would expect from you, and neither does ASKO. You see, this combined fridge and freezer actually keeps track of this for you and will automatically lower the temperature before periods of frequent use. For example, if you always open the door to take out your milk for your 10-15 breakfast coffee, then the ASKO fridge will automatically lower the temperature before that to account for you opening the door during your regular times. Next up might be the most Swedish design feature in this entire fridge, and it's so minimalistic, so I didn't even know about this until a few days ago, and that is this auto humidity drawer specifically designed for your fruits and vegetables. This dedicated fruit and vegetable drawer automatically regulates the humidity to keep it at an optimal 85 to 90% to make your fruits and vegetables last as long as possible within the fridge. And the way this auto humidity works is just like the rest of the fridge and freezer, really cool. It actually uses a membrane extracted from Japanese bark in between these filter holes. And the way it works is that when the humidity goes below 90%, this membrane actually contracts, closing up the filter and keeping the humidity inside of the drawer. And if the humidity rises above 90%, the membrane will then instead open up the filter, increasing the airflow and lowering the humidity down to the optimal level. Genius, practical, minimalistic, and also of course 100% in line with those Swedish values. And last but not least, since those Swedish values about minimalism also is about not taking up any unnecessary space, although I personally absolutely love this freezer section with separate drawers for easy access to both your ice latte ice, your smoothie ready frozen fruit, or those emergency waffles for when your girlfriend decides to visit her family in Ilan, leaving me here all alone, responsible for cooking myself. If you do not have the need for such a huge freezer, you can just, with one click of a button, convert this entire freezer section to a second fridge with temperatures from -2 to +3 degrees Celsius. This works just as well for long-term use if you never have the need for a freezer, or maybe you just want to transfer this to a fridge for a night or a weekend if you, for example, are gonna have a big party or maybe a full weekend movie marathon together with some family and friends. So ASKO, thanks again for fulfilling both our fridge and freezer needs, but more importantly, completely changing my life here in Taiwan, and for the first time in 13 years, finally make me feel like home here in Taiwan. And as always, if you want even more information or still have some questions regarding this combined fridge and freezer, you have a link and more information down in the description.
In Russia, before I work in fashion, I work like personal stylish. And now I'm here working in a tech company, like a graphic designer. Yeah, I already do a lot of things in Chinese too, but we not understand everything.
So, wait, so like your design work has like Chinese characters in it.
Yeah, a lot, of course.
but you don't speak Chinese.
No.
With your more or less non-existent Chinese skills, can you still like survive in a Taiwanese company?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our company already become international. Like in my department, most of the coworkers, they speak English and speak English very good because they go to some event and some exhibition, and of course we have like some press release in English. But for example, my boss, he's like graphic designer, like main graphic designer in this company. He don't speak English at all. And
Your boss does not speak English.
no. and
So how would you communicate?
Google Translator.
Oh.
And guessing skills.
Guessing skills. Okay. How is your Taiwanese guessing skills?
Oh, high level, highest in my life. I still need to start learn Chinese to do like some simple things, doctor or massage place or any beauty salon.
I see where your priorities are. It's like doctor, beauty salon. He just went from like life and death to like, I need to take care of my face too.
Yes. And because I have the health insurance here and I didn't have it in Russia.
Oh.
And everyone told me that like medicine here is like amazing. But I didn't have any problems, so I didn't check it. But
Knock on wood. You do that in
Yes,
Russia?
yes.
Yeah, okay. So you mentioned that your dad is not a fan of the seafood.
yes,
How about you? What's your favorite Taiwanese food then?
grilled squid in Kenting.
Very specific. Very specific. I only eat one grilled squid and it's in Kenting.
And because in 2020 I traveled around the island for like maybe 1 month. I don't know why, but I remember the most delicious grilled squid was in Kenting.
Now you live in Taoyuan. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. what was that?
It's far. It's so far from everything. No, it's only just my office in Zhongli.
I was gonna say, if any of my dear audience happens to live in Taoyuan and can recommend the best grilled squid in Taoyuan, please do let us know in the comments below. But if you're gonna be like this, they're not gonna want to help you.
No, please, probably I'm sad because I can't find the really good squid in Taoyuan.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Also wanted to see if you can help me give him some tips and advice to other foreigners who might also be in a situation where either their dad is coming here, dragging the family along to Taiwan, or maybe they want to be an exchange student and then find themselves stuck here in Taiwan for 13 years. Is there anything that you wish you would have known about Taiwan before moving here?
I arrived to Taiwan 7th of July.
Okay.
And about tax system.
Oh, I know where you're gonna go with
these
this.
7 days just ruined my life here.
Okay.
Actually, for everything, even if I want to like raise my salary at work, it's not 1 year. It doesn't count only because of these 7 days. If
Yeah.
I wanted to have like the health checkup, these 7 days just ruin everything.
Can you just give a little bit more background information to the Taiwanese people watching who have no idea what you're talking about right now?
For foreigners, we need to, if you work official in a company, you need to pay 20% of tax for 6 months. And because I arrived 7 days late, I paid it for 1 year. And no one give me money back for these 6 months. So if you want to work in Taipei, please arrive before July.
Yes. Just to clarify, to give you like the details. So basically, for foreigners, you have to live in Taiwan for more than 183
Yes.
days in order to get like the Taiwanese tax brackets. Depending on your salary, let's just say it's like 5% as for most Taiwanese people. And the fact that the government is controlling this, because from January to June, they don't know if you're going to live in Taiwan for more than 183 days. So for the first half of the year, as a foreigner, you pay 20% tax. And then in May, the year after, you get it back if you have lived longer than 183 days. But if your first year you arrive after, what did you say, July 7th?
July 1.
The 1st of July, then for that whole year, you have only lived in Taiwan less than 183 days, which means that you will never get that tax money back. I hope the explanation makes sense. The system, not so much. And I personally have friends who have been in exactly this situation.
For this 20%, I think it's everywhere in the world.
Oh, yeah?
If you're a foreigner. Yeah,
Okay.
because like in Russia, probably it's 30%. For example, in Russia, foreigners pay this tax, but no one will give you back. Like, it works only here, but not for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I just know that, you know, eventually, for me, if you're working like full time, you do get it back eventually, like in Taiwan. Just not the first year if you end up coming the wrong time. Yeah, I'm sorry. You also mentioned that you did have a Huandao, like a tour around Taiwan, to find the best grilled squid that you can think. How much have you traveled around in general? And like, what's your favorite place in Taiwan?
I never been in Sun Moon Lake and Alishan. I really want to go. And after this, I can tell.
Okay.
And
Fair
I
enough.
never been in Taroko, so I
Never been to Taroko either.
still.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes, I know. So for now, one of my favorite place is Kenting. And in October, I am going to Ryukyu Island near Kaohsiung.
Xiaoliuqiu.
This one.
Yeah.
Yes.
My Taiwanese guessing game is pretty good too. If you need a good free diver instructor, then Ray will hook you up. How about we do like this then? I give you a little bit of homework. You're gonna go and visit Sun Moon Lake. You're gonna go and visit Taroko, and then you're gonna go and visit Xiaoliuqiu. Then afterwards, you come back here.
Okay.
We do another video,
So I should go really.
and then I'm gonna ask you what is your absolute favorite place in
Yeah.
Taiwan. Have you been to the islands, other islands?
No, never.
Okay, and you go to these islands as well. Green Island, Penghu.
It's this side.
Penghu is that side for you, yes. Green Island is that side,
Yes.
And if that is something that you want to see, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, and of course like this video as well. And you also have Mary's Instagram here on the channel as well, so you can hold her accountable and also maybe let her know where the best grilled squid is in Taoyuan and all over Taiwan. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Lucas. Starts with L as in like, ends with S as in subscribe. Please do both, and see you all in the next one.